What's up everyone, it's Mike Sherrard, and today I'm going to tell you guys the 4 things I did in order to break into the luxury real estate space in my very first year. Let's get into it. Alright everyone, it's Mike Sherrard, as you guys know on social media, better known as the Purple Realtor. Go follow me on Instagram, please and thank you. And today, I'm going to tell you guys the 4 things I did in order to break into the luxury real estate space in my very first year. If you don't know my story, within 4 months of getting my license, I got the most expensive listing in the history of my city, $15 million. And from there, I continued to get more and more luxury listings, both on the listing and buying side. So I'm gonna tell you guys the 4 things I did in order to allow myself to enter that space, because I know you guys wanna start making some bigger commission checks. Here we go. All right, so the first thing I did was branding and marketing. Okay, so I'm gonna group those 2 together, but essentially that was my biggest way to break into that space. If you, again, follow my Instagram, you'll see that I post stories waking up at 4 a.m., working until midnight, hustling all day long, and also with the branding of the purple car and me being around some of these luxury and exotic cars, as well as some of the more finer things in life. People started getting the perception that I was already a luxury agent, even though that wasn't even the case. At that point, I was only doing on average $400,000 listings, but because of the optics of my branding and marketing, people had the perception that I was a luxury capable agent. On the marketing side, I was also going above and beyond for my listing. So I was doing the twilight photography. I was doing a luxury video, coming soon videos, things that really stood out above and beyond what the average realtor was doing in my space, which again gave the perception that I was in that luxury space, even though I had never done anything in it up to that point. The optics and the perception of the branding, which any of you can do on social media, reach out below if you have any questions, it put me in that realm. The next thing I'm gonna say is the prospecting. What you'll know is many people start with door knocking or cold calling in your mid-range areas. What I found out very quickly is that if you go into any of the luxury communities, the reception is oftentimes even better, because what's happening is a lot of these people in the luxury space work their ass off to get to that point. So when they see someone out hustling and doing things like door knocking and going above and beyond effort-wise what others are doing, they actually give a lot more credibility and respect to that individual. So I started prospecting some of the luxury neighborhoods in my area, which allowed me to build local rapport with the homeowners in these price ranges. And that again is one of the ways that allowed me to break into the luxury market. The next thing was networking, or surrounding yourself with people in that space. I started going to certain events like the local cars and coffee meetups, where there's a lot of homeowners who are into cars. So for me, that being one of my passions, it allowed me to go to these exotic meets, meet the homeowners, but talk about something that we're both passionate about. So it didn't seem like I was trying to be salesy. When I go to these events, it allowed me to talk to people about something that I'm very passionate about too. So it didn't seem like I'm trying to talk to them for a business purpose. I was talking to them about cars, but what eventually always comes up is what do you do? And when that starts coming up, after you've built a bit of a good first impression and rapport with them, it made it a lot easier for me to tap into this market of higher end homeowners, because we were able to come around a common purpose and build that first impression around something that we both enjoy. And the last thing I can recommend to you guys is actually shadowing someone in that space. I didn't do that until actually after I got some of my luxury listings. But now what I started doing is co-listing or shadowing someone who's a top 1% realtor and actually the CEO of my brokerage who does a lot of work in the luxury space. That way, it was able to get my foot in the door by co-listing some of these luxury properties. And also, I was able to leverage their track record and foundation in the luxury market to help get me listings there. Because sometimes if you're going into these properties for listing presentations, they want to know what you've done previously in the luxury space or in that community. Now, by shadowing someone or bringing someone in that's got experience in that demographic, I was able to leverage their statistics and say, we're gonna partner on this, and I almost won the listing 100% of the time because he's got the stats, I've got the marketing, creative branding, and together we're able to solidify and win listing presentation after listing presentation in the luxury space. So again, those are my 4 things that I did in order to break into the luxury market in my first year. The branding, again, how I look, how I perceive myself, or how I look and how I portray myself online, and the marketing. 2, prospecting in luxury areas where the price point is in that $1 million listing area. 3, networking with the right people, but also not coming across salesy, making sure it's something that you've got a passion about or that you can talk to them about something and ease your way into it. And 4, shadow someone that's in that space so that you can leverage their track record and give yourself some more credibility. If you guys have any questions, make sure you comment below. Please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss my tips on how to get more luxury listings now that you're in the space. Thanks so much again, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.